Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Icewind Dale. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today, talking to Arundel over here, the Archdruid. He doesn't like being called by his title, though. He's just Arundel. He likes his name a lot, and who can blame him? He's called Arundel. If I was called Arundel, I would also go by Arundel, not Colonel RPG. So he's telling us about the balance that they dedicate themselves to. It's what this whole town is supposed to be about. Kuldahar over here, as well as a shrine. He said something about a shrine. What shrine are you talking about?
The great oak, the massive tree that stands above us, around us. It is a holy shrine to Sylvanas, for it was he who planted its seed when Faerun was first born. It is a testament to the raw power of nature, a monument to its ability to thrive in the face of adversity. Thanks to Tolban, the great oak we druids called the Kuldahar, and the town that has come to be known by the same name, have together become a monument of even greater significance. A monument to the balance.
The balance. The Tolban. Who's this Tolban?
Tolban was the catalyst for the transformation of the shrine from a sacred grove to a thriving community in which man and nature exist as one. At first, settlers were kept away from this site. The druids of old saw outsiders as an affront to the sanctity of the tree and its sphere of benign influence. They erected thorny brambles to keep intruders out, and used their powers to frighten away the men and women that came to build homes in a place they felt was obviously so close to the gods. It wasn't until the succession of Archdruid Tolban that things changed. Unlike his predecessors, he believed that the settlement of the valley was not only inevitable, but it was actually the will of Sylvanas. He also believed that we had been wrong in keeping the settlers away, and that the Oak Father had intended people to share in the miracle of the Great Oak from the beginning. When Tolban finally became Archdruid, he formed a plan to fulfill the destiny of this sacred site by bringing about a union between the Great Oak Shrine and the settlers. It was this union that the Archdruid Tolban believed would achieve the harmony that we had been striving for generations. The harmony between man and nature. As it stands, Kuldahar is a monument to this vision. The tree and town exist in a natural symbiosis, where it is next to impossible to tell where one leaves off and the other begins. But now, the balance is threatened.
We're all of a sudden gonna be able to start telling when one leaves off and the other begins. No, that balance. I see. So, what are we to do about all this?
I fear that if we do not soon discover the source of these disturbances, then all that we have worked for will be destroyed. The evil that has come to these mountains infects this town like a disease. As its people suffer, so does the tree suffer from the sickness that attacks the balance, corrupting it with its very presence. Already, the circle of warmth that radiates from the great oak has begun to recede. We were forced to abandon the outlying farmsteads as a result of the shrine's fading power. If we do not take action soon, I am afraid that the life-giving warmth will cease altogether. Both the great oak and the town nestled within its roots will die. This must not happen. We need your help.
Very well. Together we shall root out this evil that threatens this town. What must we do? Also, as a side note, me as a player, I'm not 100% sure that he doesn't have some nefarious motives here. But, well, he's a druid. Maybe he's just, I don't know. We'll see.
I suggest you begin by investigating the Vale of Shadows. It is a place not far from here. Darkness has always clung to the floor of the small canyon, as if the light of the sun itself were wary of the place. There are a number of ancient crypts hidden within the shadows of the Vale's narrow cliff walls. There have been rumors of the dead awakening and emerging from their dusty tombs to walk once more amongst men. If these rumors are true, then I suspect that whatever is responsible for disturbing their slumber may be behind the other disturbances as well. Go to the Vale of Shadows, learn what you can about the happenings there, then return here and we shall discuss a course of action. Good luck, and farewell.
I got the biggest quest update over here. It is a long dialogue, though, and we know where to go. Arun Dale.
Please, you must make haste. Time works against us. We must discover the source of this evil before the balance is altered irrevocably.
Yes, I thought you should know, though. I came across an ogre in the past outside of town. This ogre, who calls himself Gereg, complained to me about a sharp pain in his head. Is there something you can do to help him? I know I'm not telling you the details of it, but, am I telling you the details of this? I wonder if this is like a shorthand for me explaining that I didn't, like, shoot an arrow at his head, because that would probably explain the sharp pain.
Interesting. It is impossible to determine exactly what ails him without examining him myself, but I do know of an herbal remedy that may ease his suffering. If you like, I could tell you the recipe so that you may help him help himself.
Very well. What is this recipe?
Tell him to gather a handful of frost berries that grow throughout these mountains. He must squeeze the juices from the berries into a pot of boiling tundra grass. Once mixed, the entire brew must be consumed in order for the pain to subside.
I shall tell him. I'm sure he'll be grateful. Very well. I'm a little bit surprised, honestly. Tundra grass. This is I just absolutely love the render style. It's really the render style rather than necessarily the art style of these old Infinity Engine games. It's just, I know, it's at the same time high detail but like low detail, and I love it. It's nostalgic. I think nostalgia plays a big role in it, because if you make it a new game like this, well, I don't know. I also enjoyed Taizo no Manira, but Taizo no Manira used a similar style of rendering, but it just had a little bit more fidelity, and I don't know, it just didn't feel the same. You can't have too good graphics, otherwise it scares my little reptile brain away. You need to give me bad graphics. Either way, what are we doing here? So we have the big tree. Well, the big tree is enormous. I think, yeah, I remember this map. You see the big tree when you uncover the rest of the map. I think. Let's just continue exploring. This looks like a dead end. Lovely. I keep telling you, this game is full of them. These games are full of them. And we have Girth's equipment store that we have visited in the last episode. And we have a little fountain. The inscription upon the stone statue reads, quote, "In memory of the Archdruid Tolban, founder of Kuldahar." We have learned all about this Archdruid. This looks like a passage of sorts. That looks like a thing over there as well, but you can't go there. Oh, because it's underneath. Right. Whose house is this? I can go in. It is a townsperson. Stop right there. Don't take another step closer. Who are you? How did you get through the pass? I mean no harm. What's wrong? We've had some troubles of late, and now we've got strangers in town that shouldn't have been able to make it through the pass. Care to explain how you got here? We're a part of an expedition from East Haven, but not all of us made it. My sympathies for your fallen comrades. What happened? The pass is snowed in, and to make things worse, there's a horde of creatures in the pass, mostly goblins and orcs. I doubt any caravans will be through for quite some time. That is grim news indeed. I fear things here in Kuldahar are not much better. You may wish you'd stayed in East Haven. Tell me about Kuldahar. What did you want to know about Kuldahar? Or did you want to know what's been going on around Kuldahar? Around Kuldahar? Do you mean the weather? I wouldn't think it would be the weather, but I'm still asking. The winter's been a season of evil here in Kuldahar. People vanishing, sudden storms, monsters sighted in the pass. It's all going to get a lot worse before the year is done. Mark my words. I see. Anything else you can tell me? Ask some of the other townsfolk. They might know something I don't, and you'll never know what bit of information they got in their heads they might randomly cough up when asked. Yes, that is how RPGs work. Very well. Can you tell me about this little, town? Well, Kuldahar's not a big place, but I can tell you a bit about it if you want. How long has the tree been here? It's huge. Been here as long as I can remember. A blessing as near as I can tell. The chilly weather doesn't even touch the town with the tree growing here. It radiates enough heat to keep things green, which is a sight for tired eyes here in the north. But hells, if you came through the pass, you'll know that already. Any place I could tip back a tankard? I've got quite a thirst. You'd be looking for the Whitecomb's place, the Root Cellar. You'll find that just a little southeast of the base of the great tree in the middle of the cluster of 3 buildings. Keep an eye out. With the roots being as huge as they are, you can walk right over the tavern and not know it's there. Yeah, but this is 2D, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm looking for a place to rest. Oh, well, there's the evening shade, but, well, the previous innkeeper was one of the townsfolk who's gone missing, and it's come under new ownership. Some halfling merchant from the south, not a very friendly fellow, but I suppose the evening shade's all there is for travelers. You don't want to be sleeping outside with all the disappearances. Yeah, tell me about them. A lot of people have gone missing recently. One of them was Conlan's boy, Sheemish. The next morning, the whole town searched for the boy, but turned up nothing. He was just gone, vanished without a trace. And then Mother Eugenia, I think, it was a weird name, from the church. Oh, it's not Christian, though, so it's the temple. Either way, Aiden, the innkeeper, then multiple people. Yeah, the mother, Aiden, the innkeeper, and Megan Potts, and others. Not a trace of any of them. Nothing. Oh, they all disappeared. Okay, well, that's kind of bad. Any supply shops or weapon shops? No, there's 2. If weapons are what you're wanting, you go see Conlan the smith in the northern center part of town. His forge is burning day and night, so it's hard to miss. If you're looking for general supplies, go see Girth. His shop's near Kuldahar Run, north of the bridge. It's got a railing that runs around the edge and juts out over the water. So, any churches or temples nearby? So the game, it's just interchangeable. It's just how it is. There's a temple, capital T, to Ilmater, here in the Northeast Canyon, just beneath the wrecked airship. Don't know if that's your faith or not, but the brothers and the Reverend Mother are good people. Ilmater. Aye, he is the god of suffering, the crying god. His priests seek to help alleviate the sufferings of others by taking on their pain. Don't know all the teachings, but that's pretty much how I understand it. You don't worship him? Well, I'll tell you, friend. One look at the great tree of Kuldahar, and it seems to me that nature's the only thing really deserving of worshipping around here. I mean, the branches nearly scrape the clouds, it seems. Beautiful sight it is. Fair enough. I thought I saw a ship lying by the great tree when I came in. Oh, you mean the airship Fiddlebender's hole up in? Yeah, well, for the whole story, you'd have to speak to him about it. This Fiddlebender believes in... he lives in the airship, then? Aye, Fiddlebender's our local alchemist, I guess you southerners might say. Makes potions and concoctions, and the occasional explosion. He'll need to start adding chimneys to pump out the smoke at the rate he's going. We saw a tower by the tree from the road. Is that your local watchtower? No, that's the Tower of Auric the Grey. Fortunate we are to have a wizard this far north. Friendlier than most spellcasters I've known. He values his privacy, but I still see him tip back a tankard or 2 with the best of them at the Root Cellar. He's got some goblin that does chores for him. Okay. Well, can I add some questions about Kuldahar in general? Do you know anything about the Veil of Shadows? The Veil of Shadows? Might want to ask Mirek. He and his brother Scylla make a pilgrimage there every year to pay their respects to their ancestors. I think they left on their trip a day or 2 ago, though, so they won't be back for a while. And I'll see if I can find them in the Veil then. Friend, don't go stepping foot into the Veil of Shadows. It's not a place for the living. As long as the dead mind their own affairs, we mind ours. Yeah. Well, I have to go there. The Veil may be the source of the troubles in Kuldahar. Never been to the Veil of Shadows myself, but I've heard it's covered in shadows because of the name. It's like Twilight there all the time. No good will come from the living setting foot in the Veil. Let evil feed on evil. That's what I say. Are you saying that what was his name? Mikar? Northern, the 2... Yeah, no. He said that some people had gone over there. Oh, the scroll wasn't in the right place. Midek, that's the one. Yeah, he's saying that they're evil. Anyway, there's not much choice. Any advice or information you could offer would be welcome. Well, I don't know too much about the Veil. Or even like talking about it, for that matter. You may have better luck with some of the other townsfolk. They may know more than I do. And there's no telling what random tidbit someone might cough up. Yep, yeah, sure, I've heard of that. So... I've heard... Ooh, this is the question that unlocks after I hear that. About the pilgrimage to the Vale of Shadows. I've heard that some people make pilgrimages to the crypts in the Vale of Shadows. Do you know anything about that? He didn't say anything specifically about the crypts, or even having crypts there, but sure. You know, just last month, Girth was going on about one of the tombs said to be in the Vale of Shadows. Says one of them's the tomb of Kresilak, the Black Wolf. Oh, Kresilak. Don't think I've heard of him. Terrorized this region years ago, he did, with a whole legion of soldiers, shamans, and priests under his banner. I need to go back to Girth then. And I just keep being able to ask the question, which is interesting, because then I unlock the next question. Someone, and it's him, it's Cantor, or rather, it's the townsperson that we're talking to. Someone mentioned I talked to Mirek, and someone else spoke, it's the same person. It's weird that it's like this. Spoke of Kresilak. Do you know anything about the creatures that inhabit the Vale of Shadows? So one of those huge worms, carrion crawlers, once by the road leading into the Vale of Shadows. When one of the townsfolk spotted it, it was feasting on a caravan guard that had stepped out to relieve himself of his, quote, traveler's burden. He does air quotes at me. Must have been quite a shock to him, but not for long, fortunately. What did you do? Me and some of the men got together and drove the damn thing off with arrows. Those crawlers can paralyze a man with their tentacles, and if they do, it's a long, horrible death watching them eat you. As they lie there helpless. You just said that it was not a shock for whatever. Okay, so friend yeah, he goes back to that. Huh, interesting. What do you know of the weather and disappearances? Yeah, that's just basically the same thing. And the Kuldahar itself, there's a bunch of things. Okay, good talking to you then. Goodbye. Yes, indeed. Let's get out of here. This guy doesn't say much. So we might want to go back, or definitely do want to go back over there. I'll explore the dead ends off camera because we don't need to do that on camera. Let's go to... I can just middle click. It's better. Let's go over here. What's his name? Oh, Girth, of course, not Mirek. Mirek is the one that went into a pilgrimage. And then we're going to go up this way. And of course, you're always here first, because she's a barbarian. You know how barbarians be. They be running all over the place all the time. Hey, Girth. I forgot his voice, so... good day and cheer to you again. How may Girth help you this fine Kuldahar day? I can ask about an historian and... Oh, really? I can't ask about... That's weird. Huh. It's just flavor text, then. It isn't... Oh, Nate. Nate, you were the one that welcomed us into the town. If you haven't already, you should go see Icewind Dale. Yeah, I did that. Let's go north. What do we have? Lovely place. You can hear the tree shimmering at us. Or something. Dead ends up plenty. This looks like it goes somewhere, but it doesn't. Oh, the tree rumbles at us. And we got something over here. Yeah, these are the roots of the tree. Right. And this is a tower. Weenog. There's a goblin in here. Lovely place, though. Aye! Phew! No sneak up on Weenog like that! Who are you? Me, Weenog, who you? I am Cantor. Who lives here? Surely this town cannot belong to you. No! Tower belongs to Master. Weenog only servant. Clean tower, makes beds, cooks tasty food for the Master. The Master? Who's your Master? Oruk, the Master. Great Wizard, the Master is. Weenog serves the Master, so one day he can be Great Wizard too. Yeah, I see. Where might I find this Great Wizard? The Master is in study, through the door. Go in if you want to speak with the Master. Weenog not allowed in study. Master keeps powerful magics in there. Books, papers, and wizard things that Weenog not understand. Thanks, Weenog. Farewell. Okay, well, we're in a wizard's tower. It's a little bit weird to have a tower right next to a huge tree, but, you know, maybe he wants to be a few meters closer to the top of the tree instead of being above everything else. I can't see anything about the place, unfortunately. But you can see that there's a cauldron over there, cooking soup, obviously. It's got nothing to do with this wizardry. And Auric over here, the Grey. Wait a minute, isn't he not... I think he's famous. I think he's like a big name wizard. Auric the Grey. Well now, what have we here? It's been a long time since I have had guests. Welcome. My name is Auric. What brings you to my humble home? I would like to ask you some questions about the disturbances in the past. Ah, yes, the disturbances. I'm afraid I can't be of much help to you there. I rarely leave this tower for any reason, you see. My studies prevent me from taking an active interest in the affairs of the people of Kuldahar. Their problems are no concern of mine. What about the balance, though? Surely you must see that what happens to the people of Kuldahar will affect you as well? I see you have been talking to that old codger, Arundel. The fool. I care not for his precious balance or for seeking out his mysterious evil. All that matters to me is my work. I understand you're busy, but could you at least offer some assistance in the way of spells or scrolls? I'd be willing to pay, of course. I see. Well, you've come to the right place. I can certainly provide you with a number of useful spells for your spellbook. Of course, I'm only willing to offer you certain spells. I fear much of the knowledge I possess is beyond your comprehension. Perhaps in the future you may be worthy of such advanced knowledge. Very well. What do you have to offer me at the moment? I cannot sell anything to you, unfortunately, or of the things that I have. But it's good enough. We got Ray of Enfeeblement. We got a lot of spells. Now, I don't know. Let's not buy anything. I'll save scum a little bit. I don't know if I can learn spells directly as a spellcaster. As a sorcerer, specifically. But we'll see. Ah, the would-be saviors of Kuldahar have returned. I'm pleased to see you haven't gotten yourselves killed yet. What can I do for you today? Nice study you have here. Mind if I ask what it is you're studying? My studies revolve around the arcane lore that deals significantly, or rather specifically, with the creation of mythals. A mythal is a powerful elven enchantment that is essentially a weave of protective magic that can be cast over a vast area. I've discovered numerous historical accounts of elven mages laying such a mythal over an entire city. I believe one of these things exists in Baldur's Gate 2, in the Elven City. There's I don't remember the name of the Elven City, because it's a big name, and I always have trouble pronouncing it, even when I'm seeing it, but I believe it is a thing. Tell me more. The details of the accounts are vague at best. The mages of the old Elven kingdoms vanished long ago, retreating to the safety and isolation of the Isle of Evermeet. It seems that all their written knowledge of mythal enchantment has vanished with them. For over a decade, I have traveled the realms searching for remnants of this forgotten lore. That is what brought me to Kuldahar. You think the... Oh. Kalimshan, I think, has one of these as well, activated. But he's very far away, though. I'm not sure if you would know about that. Is it Kalimshan? Waterdeep. No. No, it's Waterdeep. Yeah, Waterdeep, I think. There's a tower with one of these things. It's not... I think there is. You can, if you look up... what's the word? Like wallpapers of Waterdeep and stuff, pictures and just art, you might see in the background a big wizard tower. Or am I mixing it up? Is it a statue that holds? It's something. It's something very important in Waterdeep. But anyway, you think the answers you seek are here in Kuldahar? Not exactly. While exploring the fabled ruins of Myth Dranor, I came across an old tattered manuscript buried amid the rubble of an abandoned library. The manuscript made several references to an elven outpost located somewhere within the spine of the World Mountains. Naturally, I came here to find the settlement. Thus far, I've been unable to locate it. Well, if I come across any elven ruins, I'll be sure to let you know. I appreciate your interest. If by some miracle you find this lost elven outpost and happen upon any materials regarding mythals, please deliver them to me here. I am willing to pay a handsome reward for such a service. Before I go, I'd like to purchase some spells. I see. Well, you've come to the right place. I can certainly provide you with a number of useful spells for your spellbook. And that goes back to the previous dialogue, and we got a quest from him. The intro conversation is just a one-way conversation. I like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna look at these spells. Well, actually, there's more than just these spells. A bag of holding. That's what we're saving our money for. Right there. Not spells. But I'm still going to look at them in the next episode. For right now, I'm Colonel RPG. And this has been Icewind Dale. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.